Chapter 4. A Lackluster Performance.
It's over for you!
Trock didn't hesitate for even a second and kicked off the fight by charging towards Joule. She was paralyzed in fear, unable to even react.
Oh, how courteous. Yeah, go after her, why don't you?
Fine. I guess I don't have a say in the matter. I built up a bit of flame energy and blasted it towards Trock, which quickly got his attention.
Oh, so the prince wants to fight, does he? Well, I'd be happy to oblige.
All right, here goes nothing. I created a small flame on the palm of my hand, which had engulfed my fist. I was about to once again attempt the flame strike from the day before.
You think that shit's gonna do anything? Stop treating me like a damn newbie!
I threw a punch, but to no avail. Trock managed to power through the attack and send me tumbling to the ground with a violent lariat. He instantly followed through by taking hold of one of my arms, pinning me to the ground.
Come on, don't tell me that's it. Fight back, damn it!
You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe this wasn't such a great idea, huh?
You little...
Prince, please move out of the way!
To my surprise, it was Joule. Her hair was standing on its ends and a large surge of lightning was beginning to build up around her body. Are you trying to kill me? After a few seconds, all I could see was a bright light heading towards me. I quickly let out a small burst of flame from both of my hands, which caused Trock to finally let go. Trock had been struck by a very powerful burst of lightning, but he was still standing.
You're gonna regret that. I'll knock some sense into those insufferable heads of yours!
I think you're forgetting something.
Riza had managed to snatch Trock's marble during his outburst.
You idiot. I told you to wait.
And that makes Trock the first one out.
What? This is bullshit! Fight me for real, you bunch of cowards!
Hey, you're the one that got all psycho on us. Pipe down and go sit in your little corner over there.
Oh, that's it!
Trock! Need I remind you what happened last time you had an outburst like this?
No. I apologize.
Trock had slowly calmed down after that and reluctantly began to stand on the sidelines. I walked over to Joule, who was now kneeling down on the ground. Are you all right?
I'll be fine. Just give me a minute.
Would you two quit flirting over there and focus on the fight?
I then noticed that Blade had turned over to whisper to Marz while pointing towards Riza. Riza, watch out! The ground below us began to shake as Riza lost her balance. Marz was lifting the ground up above him, creating a large boulder.
Do you think you can just manipulate the earth whenever you want now? You're a Neptarian. Why can't you get that 3-year thick skull?
Joule, can you move?
I'm sorry. I think I overdid it this time.
All right then. Rest up. I've got this. I quickly built up enough energy to create a small ball of fire, which I used to blast the huge boulder, destroying it before Marz could attack anyone. Yep, that might have been a bit too much flame usage for one day. The ground finally stopped shaking, and Marz had turned to look in my direction. I quickly dropped my marble in front of Joule in hopes that she would hide it before my fight against Marz. Though my combat skills weren't the best by any means, I was still better at a closer range, so this fight definitely put me at a huge disadvantage. While I may have praised Blade for being the prodigy he was at his age, Marz was actually the person who held the #1 spot in his rank. He had an extremely powerful abnormality, which gave him telekinetic abilities, allowing him to move various objects around according to his will. He primarily used this ability to control large pieces of dirt and stone to mimic the abilities of those found on the Earth planet Kelklia. I had to, at the very least, hold Marz back until Joule recovered, or until Riza had finished her fight against Blade, which didn't seem likely.
I'm gonna make you pay, you insignificant piece of...
The fight wasn't exactly going the way she expected. Riza was actually on the defensive, unable to catch Blade off guard.
Are you done ignoring me?
Just about.
Not taking it seriously this time either, then, I see.
I blasted a bolt of fire towards him, but he was able to change its trajectory and cause it to swerve around him. At this point, my stamina was nearly depleted. I couldn't do much, and he could tell.
Fine. Be that way, then.
I was then bombarded by a rain of stones on all sides. I was unable to approach him, much less deliver any sort of counterattack. It was very clear that I was severely outmatched, and before I knew it, a chunk of the ground behind me had risen, taking Joule with it.
Both Mystery and Joule are out.
I looked over to Marz. Both of our marbles were in his hand, shattered. I dropped to the ground. I was completely out of energy.
I swear, one day you're gonna have to take me seriously.
Yeah, haven't heard that one before. Anyways, aren't you gonna help Blade?
There's no need. At least one person here is actually giving it their all.
There was a huge cloud of smoke covering the opposite side of the field. Not long after, I saw Riza get launched out of it.
You son of a...
She struggled to get up off the ground. Her legs were trembling. Blade had then emerged from the smoke and stomped his foot down in front of Riza, shattering the last remaining marble.
You know, I really don't like you.
And there we have it. A clean 2-0.
Marz looked over to me one last time.
The rest of you disappoint me.
I went over and helped Joule stand up.
Thanks.
She was still quite damaged from her attack earlier. Not that I was any better. Apparently, she had a strange abnormality that caused her damage whenever she used her lightning, though it was said that to compensate for that, her lightning was many times stronger than normal. Not every abnormality was all sunshine and rainbows.
That was a decent showing from all of you. Battles are rarely ever won through brute force alone. Some semblance of strategy and teamwork is crucial if you want to succeed. All of you rest up for now. We'll reconvene soon. I still have 2 more lessons I would like us to get through before we begin our actual training.
Wait, you're telling me that wasn't training? Yep, it's settled. I'm gonna die here. I then walked over to Blade. Hey, you did great back there. How'd you manage to create that smoke?
My fire isn't very potent, so it just naturally does that.
Wow, I would have never thought to use it that way. Here I thought Riza would be able to put up more of a fight. I should really keep an eye on you.
If I were you, I'd be more worried about Marz. That guy's practically untouchable.
Yeah, I saw. I couldn't get anywhere near him.
You better prepare yourself. He has his sights set on taking you down specifically.
What? Me? That's funny. I brushed his comment aside as I walked over towards Marz.
Well, I warned you. Don't blame me for what happens.
It'll be fine. I just want to congratulate him. Marz turned over to look at me. Like me, he was fairly short. He had brown messy hair and used glasses. He would always wear a large gray jacket no matter the weather.
Can I help you with something?
I just wanted to congratulate you. He began to look at me in disapproval, and his blank face quickly changed to a smug grin.
Oh, the great prince. How honored I am to be praised by you.
I'm sorry?
Let me give you a word of advice. Stop pretending to be weak.
No. You've got the wrong idea.
The mere fact that you're even attending this class in the first place is proof that you're hiding something. But what that also means is that you can't be that much stronger than the rest of us.
You really don't know anything, do you?
You know damn well the only reason anyone even remotely respects you is because of your grandfather.
You think I need you to tell me that? I began to hold him by the shirt. I had finally lost it. My whole life, I've grown up knowing that. Now I don't need some uptight noble like you to explain it to me. I let go of him as I decided to walk away.
You know, power such as yours doesn't come naturally to many people. You should be more grateful.
Joule had caught sight of the situation and approached me.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, I had finally managed to calm down, not wanting to scare the poor girl away or drag her into any of my problems. I'm fine. I just got a bit carried away there.
Please don't mind Marz. He just tends to get a bit self-conscious, especially after a big fight. He just really wants to see your true strength.
True strength? Oh, you're also on about that.
Believe it or not, Marz actually holds you in high regard, so much so that he sees you as a bigger threat than anyone else here. He's always studying your fighting style, trying to figure out how strong you really are. So I know he's just purposefully trying to get under your skin.
Everyone keeps talking to me as if I'm much stronger than I actually am.
What do you mean? You're the prince. I don't hold it against you. I understand that you need to hold back in order to compete with us.
That's not it at all. The fact of the matter is that I'm not as strong as you all give me credit for.
What?
Contrary to what everyone thinks, I'm not this great warrior that everyone should look up to. I'm not like the Prince of Odom or Reaver. I'm not adept at everything I do. In actuality, I'm painfully average.
But you inspire so many people. They all admire you.
I never tried pretending to be something I'm not. It's just that nobody believes me when I tell them the truth. To be perfectly honest, I don't even think I deserve to be in this course.
Oh, don't say that. No one here is perfect. I mean, you saw what happened earlier.
Yeah. So, what's up with you and Blade?
What?
I mean, you're always staring at him, no?
No, it's not like that.
Not like what? I thought you two were very close, since you both dorm at the castle and all.
No, I just...
I continued to tease her as I finally put two and two together. Oh, I see. Her face became flushed red. Don't worry about it. This will be our little secret.
I don't...
Her hair slowly started to stand up on its ends, and her eyes went wide. Huh? What's wrong? I tried to get her attention, but she remained silent.
Hey, Joule, Prince, the next lesson is about to start.
Oh, yeah. We'll be right there. Let's go, Joule. I heard no response. She was practically lost in thought. Joule? I once again tried to gain her attention, but to no avail. We don't have time for this. I took hold of her arm and practically dragged her back to the training grounds. Captain Strek had lined us all up before beginning his lecture.
While you all may have risen the ranks in your own way, the gap between A rank and S rank is larger than that of E to A. Even your slightest mistakes and faults will be taken note of.
He went on to eye us all down one by one before continuing.
Riza, you suffer from an incredible level of overconfidence. That, paired with your obvious lack of motivation to actively participate in class, will be your downfall.
It was clear to me that Riza was furious and was trying to hide it, so I didn't mention anything so as not to provoke her even further.
Trock, I'm sure this goes without saying, but you need to keep that temper in check. When used effectively, anger and rage can be a powerful tool that can propel one to unfathomable heights. But it is also a weakness you must get rid of. Your companions here are just that. Companions, not enemies. Try not to forget that.
Yeah, whatever.
He was clearly still angry about the whole situation, but deep down he knew the captain was right.
Joule, your overall demeanor is a weakness in and of itself. You are powerful, and you have everything you need to succeed. Yet due to the way you hold yourself, I see that you are unable to even take that first step. Marz, the top A-ranked student. Truly a feat worthy of its praise. But because of that very reason, you see yourself as invincible. Allow me to impart some words of wisdom. You may think you're close to achieving great status, but let me tell you that it is not the case by any means. The top of A rank may be impressive, but it is only the starting line. Please do keep that in mind.
Marz turned to look at me as the captain finished, though I avoided making eye contact as he did so. To think the captain would even mention Marz was insane to me. I guess even the strong have more to learn. Captain Strek then turned over to Blade, and I was curious as to what he would say.
Blade, you're an exceptional fighter in nearly every regard. But whether that be due to your training or upbringing, your exceptional abilities matter not when you yourself don't even seem to trust in them. You always tell yourself you need to learn more and improve more, yet you never take a moment to think about why these lessons are important, never taking the time to refine them. Always just learning and forgetting. Patience is what you lack.
Blade simply remained silent. And finally, the captain turned over to look at me.
And then there's Prince Mistery. You are the very definition of insecure. Always comparing yourself, but never truly taking a good look at what makes you special.
Was that it? I couldn't help but notice that the captain's critiques for me were a lot shorter than everyone else's.
Now then, it's time to begin our next exercise. Joule, you may be excused for now. We are going to be working on our flames today. Our next task will be to increase the accuracy of your fires specifically. As you all know, most higher-ranking Neptarians refrain from using flame too often, since it drains our energy quite drastically. However, there may be key moments when you may need to use it.
Classes on Neptar had always taught us to embrace our heritage and to use it to our advantage, but they also taught us about the differences between Neptarians, Automites, and people from the other 3 major planets.
The people of Odama don't rely too much on accuracy, since lightning is attracted to most sources of energy. The people of Kelclea tend to use earth in extremely close combat. They refine their bodies and surroundings, utilizing the ground's tough nature. Water isn't used for combat all too often. However, the people of Ulam are absolute masters at water manipulation, utilizing the water's fluid nature in tandem with their bodies. As rare as it may be, when utilized correctly, it can be a force to be reckoned with. And finally, the people from Arium use wind, which covers a large area, not to mention that since air exists all around us, precise movements aren't really needed for them. Fire is a much more volatile element, one prone to harm the user if not utilized correctly, and as history books mention, is the element that has changed the most throughout history. Neptarian biology is vastly different than it was just a few hundred years ago. Over time, we lost touch with our innate connection with nature. Thus, manipulating fire has grown taxing on our bodies.
He held out his arm and pointed his hand towards us. His palm then began to glow red.
Are you crazy?
The captain blasted a huge bolt of fire in our direction. The flame sped past us and hit a metal target just a few paces away.
For this lesson, accuracy is key. Begin to warm up. I'll have you all take turns once everyone is ready.
So we just need to hit the target?
Targets. You each get 5 shots. From... let's see now.
Captain Strek walked away, and it didn't look like he was planning to stop anytime soon.
From this distance should be good.
He marked a line on the ground. He was barely within our range of sight.
That's absurd. We can't do that.
Well, you're going to have to find the way if you want to pass the course.
The captain blasted a bolt of fire and once again hit the target with deadly precision, as if to show off.
You all must collectively hit at least 15. If you miss the mark by even a single target, I'll have you all sweep the entire training grounds.
What? Why do I have to make up for their failures?
Don't make me bump it to 20.
The captain glared at him before he went back into the academy hall and left us to warm up.
I have to be honest with you. I don't think I could hit any of those targets.
I don't even think I have enough energy left. I took a look around and noticed that both Trock and Riza were trying to hit the targets, but from a much closer distance.
How the hell is this even possible?
We might as well have just picked up our brooms and started sweeping. This captain of ours was out of his mind.